This is the Carbon Scan Lite from Nextech. If you're looking for a scan tool with pretty much universal coverage, fantastic Asian coverage, great European coverage, American and Australian vehicles too, in a small economic handheld unit, look no further. We're going to plug it into this Nissan D40 and show you how it works. We're plugged in via OBD16 pin. Navigate the tool through the Enter key. So we now want to go into the Vehicle Diagnosis menu, so we press Enter. Now we can choose from the vehicle groups, Ford, USA, Chinese, European or Japanese. Well, there's Daewoo, Sanyong as well, Hyundai and Kia. We go into Japanese, loads the program. We go into Asian Vehicle Diagnosis, Japanese Vehicle Diagnosis, and we're working on a Nissan today. So we scroll down to Nissan, you can see all the other vehicles there. Then we enter Nissan. And of course what we've got to do is just scroll through, down through the pages till we get to pickup, because we're working on the Pathfinder Nissan D40 pickup. It's a 2006 vehicle. Then we have the choice of ECUs from the vehicle. We're going to start with engine, nice and simple. Press forward to go forward. Very simple to use. Choice of diagnostic connectors to use for the older models, but we're using 16 pin. So we go in. Then we have the connection screen. So we're told roughly where to connect it, which is where we are connected. Go forward again, and now we're communicating with the engine ECU. So you'll need to have the ignition on when you're doing this, of course. So now we're into the ECU, and you've got your choice of functionality. So the first place we can go is into diagnostic trouble codes. See if there are any error codes on the vehicle. And luckily, as it's my car, there aren't any. Live data, as they call it, current data. This is current data, which takes a few seconds to load. You can see the live data now clearly on the screen. Obviously the engine isn't running on this vehicle at the moment. We can go down the page. So now we're going to turn the engine on so we can see live data values. So we now see RPM values. And if we wanted to graph any of these, we can just fix them and then graph them. Obviously, clearly you're seeing the graph, it's static. Yeah, so what you're seeing now is a graphical representation of the engine RPM from the crankshaft sensor. We're just seeing one item at a time now. Of course, if we go back and we fix another value, we can now see two at the same time. So you're seeing the relative values between the accelerator position sensor and the crankshaft sensor. And you can graph up to four items at a time, but you can only see two on the screen at a time. Come back out of live data. So we'll turn the engine off now and show you some of the other functions. So we've been into the engine. Now we're going to scroll down through all the other ECUs that we can control on Nissans. But on this truck, we're going to go into the body controller, which is known as the BCM. There it is. So we're going to connect now. 16-pin connector already connected. Tells you where to connect. Now we're establishing communication with the ECU. So we're in. It's asking what section do we want to go into. So if we want to go into door locks, go down, press enter. This is what we can do. So we can look at the live data. So we can see all the ignition switches are on, door switches. As you can see, driver's door is open, as it is clearly. If I come out, just go down into actuation, test quickly. We can do all the door locks. So if I press start, which is the F1 key, you can hear it operating. And we can scroll down. We can just do all the doors unlocking. Driver's door on its own. And so on and so forth. Come back out of activations. We can go into flight data recording. And if we wanted to, we could see all of these things operating as we record them. Okay, come back out. We can go into the wipers. We can go into the live data.
Yep.
So we're in live data, and we can see the wiper stalk operating the system. But if we come out and we go into actuation test, we can take over the control of the ECU, and we can make the wipers work through the ECU directly, avoiding the switch gear. That was high speed. Headlamps and high beam. So here it is, the ComScan Lite. Diagnostic trouble codes, live data, flight data recording, graphing, some programming. Incredibly comprehensive coverage for the Asian Japanese market, including Korean vehicles. Good European coverage, all in one tool. That's the ComScan Lite.